Hi, everybody. Welcome to TonCast episode 4. And today, it's actually a pretty interesting day because today I don't only have one guest, but I have two guests. I have with me a vet and a lawyer. Two people who really love studying, apparently, because having 7 years of grade school and 4 years of high school and 4 years of college isn't enough for them. They have 4 years of postgrad. Without further ado, we have MM Lazarus and Alexa Dapo. Wow, look at these two. They're so made up, and look at me. I'm like, okay, I said I invited them to my Toncast, and then when I saw them in the video, it's like, wow, girls, take it easy. So hi
You know,
guys.
Don, the secret is you just have to comb your hair. You just have to
Oh, is that
hair
it?
every
Right,
day.
that's
Yeah.
right.
I should follow my mom. My mom keeps on telling me to fix my hair. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's not,
Anton never fixes his hair. It's just always like
that is a true story. I don't even have a comb here, but
that.
that's the way it is. But yeah, so the reason why I invited Alexa and MM is because, like I mentioned earlier, they're both, can I say it now? They're both professionals. I have a professional, I have two professionals. I have a lawyer and a veterinarian. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, veterinarian.
Veterinarian. I always mix it up with a vet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Just
but
say vet.
exactly the vet. So a lawyer and a vet, and it's something that I really wanted to talk about because I'm sure that the experiences you went through, they're good and bad, right? And these are not easy, you know, things to go through. Like the education's not easy. I always hear stuff that, oh man, law school is hard or vet school is hard, you know? And I just wanted to get to know how you did it. What was the hard thing about it? Because especially right now, it's funny. I'm studying now, so I'm taking my postgraduate studies, and I can learn a lot from the both of you. Okay, so can you guys just give me a short introduction about yourself? So let's start with Alexa. All right, Alexa, tell us about yourself.
Um. Hi guys, I'm Alexa, and how I'm related to Anton is that I'm the best friend of his girlfriend.
Who's
And
his girlfriend?
yeah, if you guys don't know about that, it's the girl right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we that's how I met Anton, and I am now practicing what I've been studying for 4 years, finally. And yeah, I would say I'm a baby lawyer. So I don't want to say that I'm this
Baby lawyer.
expert professional, but I just entered um, the legal profession, and I signed the role, which is like the role of attorneys, last July. So it's only been less than a month, probably, that I would say I'm officially a lawyer. So very, very much a baby.
Oh, baby
Hi guys, I'm
lawyer.
Alexa. Pleasure
Great.
to serve.
All right. How about M? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I recently just graduated. When I say recent, I mean like I finished all my school requirements just a month ago. And this is actually really timely because today was our virtual grad.
Oh,
Our university virtual graduation, and so we were officially vet graduates. I also consider myself a baby vet.
a baby vet.
Yeah, in our profession it's most often called new grad vets, and it's really like a tough time to navigate but also exciting. So my focus is on small animals, so that's dogs and cats.
That's awesome. And guys, you could really tell she's a vet because if you could hear the background, you could hear the two dogs that she has.
My babies.
They're like, going at it, and an electric fan as well. I only see an electric fan. That's awesome. There you go. There are two baby dogs playing around. So that is, that's the vet life. She has two dogs. She's really into it. And that's great. Thank you for the intro. And just for your info, guys, funny story. I actually was with Alexa. We were both from the same college. Okay, we're from Ateneo. And it's funny because we were there, but we never met each other. We were actually in the same team. I was in the men's team of football. She was in the women's, but we never crossed paths. Ever. Or, you know what? It's one of those things that you just don't know the person. You might have seen each other, but I didn't know you yet, Alexa, right?
But
Or
I think it was probably because you were on your like fourth or fifth year while I was on my first year. Or
yeah,
fourth
it's my
year.
fourth year. Yeah.
Yeah, so lolo ka na. Kaya that's why we didn't.
That's why we didn't. That's why we didn't. And then another fun fact, MM. So MM, so in my fourth year of college, he was Alexa and MM were first year college, and we went to the university games. MM was there in that place in university games, same as me, but I didn't know her. So I never saw her. She was probably just there in the background. For all I know, she was right beside me, but I didn't know her. Fun, you know, funny where life takes you. But yeah, what's meant to me is meant to be, right? So
Yeah.
cool. All right, that's great. So I'm with the two professionals. Dang, a doctor and a lawyer. That's amazing. And I have a few questions that I want to ask you guys. Wow, this is really like a talk show. I feel like Boya Bunda. If anyone knows Boya Bunda, it's one of those guys. Yeah.
Pakalbo ka na lang.
Magpakalbo na rin ako, no? Grabe. Anyways, here we go. The very first question is the most, typical question. And since I started with Alexa a while ago, maybe I could start with MM now. M, what made you decide to want to be a vet?
Yeah, so funny story actually. I used to be really scared of dogs. And it wasn't like a normal fear. It was beyond normal. Like I was so terrified that I wouldn't um I wouldn't be able to play with my cousins because like they had a lot of dogs in their house. And every time I saw a dog, I'd run away and cry. And that concerned my parents because for them it was sort of like an irrational fear. So that's when they decided to get our first dog. I was 9 years old at the time. And I don't know what really drew me to dogs, but I was just so curious. So I started to spend some time with our first dog. He was a German Shepherd named Argos. I'd start from on top of the table where he didn't have access to me. So I'd pet him from the table. And I'd spend hours there just like that. I don't know what it was. And eventually I got to pet him from the chair. And I just got so attached that we got another dog, a Belgian Malinois. And I started entering obedience competitions, agility competitions. And it was about that time that I said, I want to be a vet.
Wow. It's funny that you were scared of dogs at the start.
I know. Yeah, it's so
What a
weird.
twist. What
Yeah.
a twist.
That's why I feel like it's a calling.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you got to thank your dad for that because he
Oh,
got you a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Imagine if he never got you a dog.
Life would be so different.
Whoa, you probably won't be there right now. You're not a vet.
I wonder.
I have a feeling, I honestly feel like you're going to be in Bacolod.
Doing what?
I don't know, but I don't think you're going to be in Manila. By the way, Alexa and MM are from Bacolod. So, mga taga Bacolod, gaano ka da part? So, say, I don't know any Ilonggo, but yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, that's cool. That's good to know. And for anyone who wants to be a vet, you never know if you're afraid of dogs or anything in particular. You could
seriously, it's so true. I used to be scared of chickens, lizards, snakes, and now I've held all of them.
Right?
You're still scared of spiders, though. I know
that's not gonna go away anytime soon.
Oh yeah, she is. Am I saying it right? Arachnophobe.
Yeah, arachnophobia.
Man,
goes crazy, like in the classroom.
Intense. I heard.
on top, like standing on top of the classroom tables, kind of crazy.
That's funny. That is me with frogs.
Oh yeah, you're scared of frogs.
I don't like lizards either. Are you afraid of anything, Alexa?
No, Alexa's not scared of anything.
Scared of heights.
Oh yes,
Scared of heights, and also lizards.
I am definitely afraid of heights as well, and it's very hard. I'm telling you, Alexa, it's very hard going on an amusement park with because I end up riding every ride. Well, thank you. I mean, at least I do it, but oh my god, I'm telling you, it's a trip.
I think I call myself like a social roller coaster rider. Like I
Wow.
only do it for social reasons. Like if everyone goes and I'm forced to go, then fine, I'll go. But I wouldn't do that to myself voluntarily. Like it's not the thing.
So you don't like roller coasters either?
Interesting.
I don't like it, but if everyone else, like my whole family likes it, I don't want to be the one waiting on everyone's bags.
Right.
So
Makes me want to like drag you both and just.
Peer pressure. No. Oh, so that's good. If Alexa and I end up going in an amusement park with you, actually, I'm still probably gonna ride the rides with to be honest. But then, oh my gosh,
love kasi.
yeah, it's something else, guys. I'm telling you. But yeah. So great. Thank you, Em. How about you, Alexa? I mean, I know the lawyer gig, that profession, is a family team. It's a family thing, right? Like I know your brother, your dad. I mean, what made you want to do it as well? Is it because of your family, or is it a personal choice? Like it's you?
I think there's always that misconception that like whenever it's like a family profession, you kind of do it because your dad pressures you or like everyone else kind of expects. But
Right.
I would say, yeah, initially when I found out when I was a kid that my dad was a lawyer, I didn't actually know what that meant. And I just knew that my brother, who was my dad's junior, like was expected to go to law school and
Right.
carry on his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that since the pressure was more on him, I kind of just went about my life without feeling that kind of pressure myself.
Right.
I only really realized what being a lawyer was when my dad passed in 2010. So that's probably like around 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So many people came to to give thanks and to pay their respects and tell us their stories as to like how my dad helped farmers. So there were different, because my dad was a labor lawyer, there were so many different people who came, and I didn't know them.
Right.
They weren't family members because most of the time my dad was away, my dad wasn't at home.
Okay.
And I just didn't understand what he was doing out there. But when he passed and I saw an overwhelming sea of people every day there, just hanging out and praying over him, I realized maybe I want that kind of impact too. Like maybe I can contribute to society in that way as well. So I thought that it was a noble profession rather than it be like a martyr profession that I thought. I had this misconception of it then, that my dad was just like giving his time away. But, I realized it was actually a lot of fulfillment for someone who only had about 54 years of his life,
Okay. That's a lot.
That's essentially like what made me think, on my third year in high school, I said, this is what I want to do.
Oh, so it was in high school when it hit you. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was toying with the idea when I was a kid, but you don't really know what that means. What is a lawyer? It's not like a doctor where you're healing people. But a lawyer, it's such an abstract concept, I would say, for young kids. Yeah. Right. And I was young then, so I didn't even have a chance to converse with my dad about what it entailed. So I guess that's
I see.
what made me really commit to that decision.
Understood. Wait, your sister's not a lawyer, right?
No, but her profession's also inspired by my papa kasi
Yeah.
my dad had a stroke in 2005.
Okay.
So that impaired his speech, his physical abilities. And so she thought, oh, if I talk a lot and I can help people like my dad speak again, you know, and also my brother who has Down syndrome, he had
Okay.
speech impairments too. She thought maybe it was also a noble profession and it's something she would be good at. So
So what does she do? What is her profession? What is it called?
she owns a speech pathology clinic now.
Oh.
She partnered up with um, uh, a blockmate of hers,
Okay.
an old-time Bacolod childhood friend,
Okay.
batchmate. So now they're both together there and they have their own speech pathology clinic called Easy Speech.
That is pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Sorry, by the way, my voice is gone. It is not the
Coaching.
same. I've been coaching kids the whole day today. And I've been saying, listen, listen, or like,
Just like yesterday.
yesterday in our workout, wherein, yeah, so yesterday in our workout. So these two actually work out with me every Friday night. And when I am trying to explain the workout, one girl here, I won't say who, but you can see by the reaction, is that she never lets me finish explaining the workout. She complains right away and tries to negotiate with me, which is exactly what my 4 to 5 year old kid in football class does. And the way
Correct. She's the lawyer. She's the one that negotiates a lot.
I react to it,
Yeah.
the way I react to it is exactly the same. I say, wait, listen, and I have to try to deep voice or something. And like, whoa, I didn't know I had to do this even like in an older level, but it's all fun in games. So that's why it's really cool. But yeah, so thank you for that, guys. It's very nice to find your origin stories. Wow. So that's where you guys, it comes through a certain event in your life that makes you want to do that, right? And I guess one of my questions is, do you actually okay before this when you were in high school or grade school? Because I'm going to tell you now, I don't like studying. Like when I was in high school and grade school, I was like, oh my god, my parents had to bring me to a tutor to do well and stuff like that, and I didn't really enjoy it, and that's why I never wanted to do a master's degree. I was thinking after college, I'm done.
None. Yeah.
Yeah, but for you guys, do you actually like studying before all of this? When you're in grade school or high school? How about MM? Do you?
Honestly, I love studying. My coach in college football used to call me a nerd.
Yeah, you are.
She still is.
Yeah, it's like after football training from like 6 to 9 a.m., I'd be like rushing to go to class. No, yeah, and I just really enjoy studying until today. I'd say I'm probably never gonna stop studying.
You love
I mean,
learning.
even if it's not, formal schooling
Right.
or
I think it's learning, no? You love
yeah,
learning.
I'll never stop learning.
Okay, cool. So how about you, Alexa? Did you like it? Study?
I would say like I was the complete opposite of MM. And people know this.
We're the
Like
same then.
I was like the class what's dungol in English, like the class jokester,
Rebel?
like someone who just always rebelled.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I meant to, you know, violate things and stuff like that. It was just really because I wasn't so much uh, focused on studying every day. I always was into so many extracurricular activities. So that was my thing. My thing wasn't really sitting down and studying the book or the coverage for the next day. It was always like right after school. It was either I had piano or I had ballet or I had football. You know that you were
And
also on.
Alexa's like one of the people I know who's like really active when it comes to co-curricular activities.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't like sitting down. I always have to have something after school.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I always just never really appreciated sitting down and studying. So, but I also wanted to be a lawyer. So I knew, I knew my time was up. Messing around in high school, I knew my time was up when I went into college. But then again, in college, I didn't expect that Maan, one of my English classmates in first year college, was part of the football team. And when we started talking and she found out I used to play, she kind of like dragged me to one of the trainings early in the morning.
Mhm.
Like literally, like I was a dormer, so she showed up in my room at 5 a.m., pulled the blanket off of me, and she was like, "Come on, get up, come with us." So like I didn't, and that's what really happened in college, that I kind of got consumed again in extracurricular activities. And I only played for 2 years in college because I knew I had to take certain things seriously already. And then I still did org stuff, but I also focused on my studies. So my grades got better. And then, law school was a different game. It was really anti-Alexa, I would say.
Interesting.
It was very not part of my natural character, which was always on the go out. So I had to change a lot of things.
That's good. Like you prioritized. Like you wanted to, and you could see that's where you wanted to be. And that's why you did that. And that's something that a lot of people should respect, right? And I guess now that we're talking about extracurriculars and stuff like that, being, from what I know, usually the stereotype there is if you're gonna be a doctor or you're gonna be a lawyer, there are certain things like fraternities, sororities, organizations that kind of help you. Like they say, if you join it, it's gonna help you. So for people out there, so first question is, did you join one? Second, did it help? And third, would you recommend it to people who are actually studying in the law level or the vet? Is it required? Is it needed? So I guess we could start with M.
During vet school, I eventually joined 2 organizations. One is an academic org, and the second one is, how would you call it? Like an organization that participates in outreach programs. So we did a lot of spay and neuters, vaccination drives. I really enjoyed that kind of thing. So I'm gonna be honest and say that during my vet school, I was not very, very active in my organizations. Although I'm so grateful I joined one, because like most of my really good friends from vet school are from my organizations. And you learn a lot from these people. But if you ask me if I would recommend joining like an org, I would say it really depends on your own personal goals. So I like to say every time you do something, you have to ask yourself why. Because you're not only gonna be, investing your time, but also your energy. So before you join anything, I suggest, ask yourself why. Why are you doing this? What do you want to get out of it? And more importantly, what do you want to contribute?
Well said.
So that kind of thing. But it was a whole lot of fun. I would say I would join activities wherein we did, a lot of outreach stuff, but I never went to like parties. I think because I expended all the party energy in my undergrad, in La Salle. Went to a lot of parties, that kind of thing.
Wild.
I will get to that.
Fun with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will get to that after I ask Alexa, That is a funny thing to talk about, actually. That's great. How about you, Alexa? Has any sorority? I'm sure sororities probably asked if you wanted to join, something like that.
I would say I agree with MM that it
Mhm.
really you when it comes to fraternities and sororities, it really depends on what you want out of your law school experience, because it really changes a lot of how you approach law school if you join one,
Okay.
regardless of whether you decide to join it early on or um, in the middle of your year. I didn't personally join any of the affiliations, not necessarily because I look down upon it. I have a lot of friends who are affiliated, but I think it was because I had different reasons for going into to law school, and I felt like there's certain things that I wanted in law school, like the network, the work ethic, I could get in other areas in law school.
Okay.
And I saw that my brother was able to go through law school without any affiliation, so I was like, maybe I should join an org instead, because that would serve the goal
Right.
of where I wanted to be. So I joined the mooting org in Ateneo called the Ateneo Society of International Law. So it's called ASIL. And
Okay.
I only joined it in the middle, like third year college, law school, because I wanted to focus as
Right.
much as I can in the initial stages of law school to just developing the study mindset that
Yes.
wasn't naturally ingrained in me.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, when some of my friends talked to me and said, maybe it's about time, you should give this org a shot, because this org was something my brother was very, very
Right.
active in before. Uh, I said, okay, if I get in, I get in. And
Right.
so that's what happened. I kind of got engulfed in that org of mine in the latter parts, third and fourth year. And it changed how I experienced law schools so much,
Okay.
because it wasn't just about studying anymore. It was about competing in a inter-school level. So you compete against other schools, and you do this like pretend court where you present your case in front of a judge or a panel of judges.
Like
And
legit judges, though, right? Legit judges.
oh, it's pretend. It's all
Pretend
like
judge.
it's
Okay.
pretend judges, but these are expert lawyers. These are
Right.
lawyers who've had mooting experience, who know how it is to judge abroad also, because they've judged the same competitions abroad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gave me the opportunity to travel and to represent the Philippines. Like I went to Tokyo.
RP team.
That's
Wow.
Alexa.
What is up?
It's really just part of the experience that you
Great.
travel to represent. But at the
Good.
same time, I would say I recommend the org 100% to people who are okay with juggling
Okay.
more than one thing. I
Right.
don't think I should recommend it to people who can only focus on studying and who want to you know, top their batch or something like
Right.
that. But I also do have a lot of friends in the same org who've been valedictorians
Yeah.
or who top the bar while they're part of my org. So
Well.
it really depends on your assessment of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want a completely new experience, which is working on skills that are not learned in school, you won't learn your verbal and oral skills in just recitation every day.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So you really learn how to make a speech, to write a a case. So
Right.
you have to write arguments. So it's really like you practicing how it is in the outside world in law. So I think it was very, very, very valuable the latter 2 years of my law school life, because it made me kind of like resilient.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I guess that's what it is, right? So it's more of like you actually don't need it. If you
Yeah.
want to, then okay, because that's the networking, right? Everyone talks about like in life you need to have networks, right?
Yeah.
But I guess what I know is that what people are worried about, and I don't know if M or Alexa you thought about this. They say if you are in a organization or a sorority, they can help you with your studies. And I think that's what some people are thinking of. Like
Mm.
that's the only reason why they're joining it. Because like what Alexa said, they want to be valedictorian, whatever, they want to do well. And they think that by joining these orgs or sororities, it can help them, you know? And I believe from your experience, I'm gonna go ahead of myself here because I know for quite some time. I was with her when she was going through like vet school. Yeah, vet school. Uh, you did tell me that you wanted help, right? That's why you wanted to join an org.
um, Not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
help, but going into UP, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be really honest here, it was a completely different culture for me.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, like my first year, I never intended on joining any orgs. All I wanted to do was study and finish school, focus on
Mm-hmm.
school. But eventually, I realized that, and this is so important that I realized this actually, that I should enjoy my journey more. That while I'm here, I should be able to connect with people more and open myself up more and share myself more. So that's really what led me to decide to join my org. And at the time, some of my friends and classmates were already part of that org.
Right.
So, fun talking to them and seeing how they were, these were really smart people, very outgoing, good
Mm-hmm.
leadership skills, and I I saw that and just wanted to emulate that in a way.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good. And so if people are listening to this, the people who want to be a doctor or a lawyer, joining those things, or in general, I don't know. This is someone from the outside speaking. I'm just saying that the grade is not as important as the journey. Does it make sense? Like
Yes,
your experience is better. I mean, it will be hard. Like I feel like you're adding too much pressure on yourself to get the best grade.
mm.
But people who are like average can be better than people who are valedictorians or whatnot. You know what I
I
mean?
would say, like, yeah, it really depends on your personal goals, and I don't like saying, like, you're good at this, you're good at that, you're more than this person, because at the end of the day, your own personality, your own skill set is what makes you you. Like, you have a certain, like this person can be more active in orgs but is not doing so well in school, and at the end of the day, if that person graduates, he has his own, like, skill sets.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? But I'm not also putting down people who have high grades. These are
Right.
people who are, like, super achievers when it comes to their grades, and they may be lacking in some ways, but that doesn't make them any less. Like, they excel, we all excel in, like, different ways, I'd
Right.
say.
I agree. You can't have it all. You know,
Yeah, and
if you
yeah.
if you see someone who's like super smart and stuff, dude, in my head I'm like, this guy, there's something wrong with this guy. I'm sure. I'm just kidding.
You're so mean.
There's something wrong with this guy. Impossible, man, dude. But yeah, it's interesting to know that. And I guess my next question is based on what you guys are saying. You joined orgs and stuff like that. How was a typical day for you guys? Like for Alexa, how was your typical day? Give it to us in a yeah in the point wherein you were joining the moot club moot thingy. Yeah. So how was your day like?
I was already part of the org then.
The org, yes.
Oh,
How was your
okay.
day?
So disclaimer, I don't recommend how I go about my day to everyone. This is just tailored to my personality and how whatever works for me, okay?
Right.
But my day would usually start siguro very early. I usually kasi come from late night training in school
Mm-hmm.
because we do have org stuff. We have drills.
Right.
So I pretty much wake up at like, or I don't know, so I get 6 hours of sleep. So I wake up at 8. That's not so early, but that's already early for me.
Right.
And then around I take an hour to get ready, and I'm already in school at around 10.
Okay.
Based on 9 or 10, I'm already in a coffee shop. And I'm trying to get the work for the day done, which is studying for my my whole class.
Right.
My class usually starts in the afternoon, around after lunch. So I spend the whole, 3-4 hours just trying to read all the things that have to be read for recitation that day, or if there's a test,
Right.
then test, right? And then right after the coffee shop, I go straight to class, and I'm usually right on the dot. I'm usually right on the dot. Everyone's already
Seated
prepared.
down,
I'm still just
prepared.
getting
Yeah.
there. And most often than not, it's either I finish sagad na sagad the coverage, or I don't finish the coverage.
Okay.
I read first 3 cases lang of each subject, and then I I try my best to read while people are
Yeah.
reciting class. So we call it live stream. That's what we
Right.
call it in Ateneo Law School. So
Okay.
live stream na lang ako. And then after that, so it's like a sprint, diba? The whole three classes after, it's training, or
Right.
at least dinner time before training.
Right.
So we finish at 6, sometimes 9, depending on the day. But kain an hour, and then we start preparing na for the drills that will end at around 12 or 1.
Wow.
So that's the whole day for me when I'm competing, and that's third year to fourth year because I did 3 competitions straight.
Okay.
So it was always like a recurring thing for
Right.
me. Na I had that kind of lifestyle. So it's
Wow.
not for everyone, but I would say before I joined the org, it was more I would start studying at 7 a.m. and I had until 3 to study everything. And
Right.
it was a very good cycle before
Yeah.
juggling started for me.
And I can vouch for that. Like she was doing that because at a certain time of the year, like we wouldn't see Alexa.
Oh yeah.
It was hard. It was hard to
True.
see her. Like we would invite, and the thing is, MM lives down south. It's pretty far from the city. And when we go to the city, it's kind of rare. We always try to get Alexa, but we understand because she's busy doing her thing. And the best way to do it is to support her, do her thing. Right? So anyone else who doesn't support their friends and doing their thing, guys, get a life.
I would also say that they try their best to adjust to me. That before we would see each other every weekend, and then it came to a point where you guys would visit me na lang in Rockwell, have like small coffee there, and then
Yeah.
see you guys na after.
I feel like everyone should just understand that
I mean,
you're
yeah.
that. You're that. You're doing that, right? So like for you, Em, how is your typical day then for you?
There's no, I would say like it's hard to describe a typical day in VetMed because like every single year was different. Subjects were vastly different. So I think what would come to mind was, okay, let's just say a day in my first year of vet school.
Yeah.
You know how like in vet school we have like we handle different animals. So we have chickens, and then pigs and
Yeah.
cows, and then we have dogs and cats and wildlife and exotics. So in my first year, I remember going to school at 7 a.m. for class,
Yeah.
and class would go on straight till around 4.
Hmm.
And then we had this project wherein we had to take care of chickens. Ton, I think you helped me out.
I think I helped you in a few cases for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. So like by 4 to 6, I'd be in charge of like feeding the chickens and stuff like that. And then it's because it's so different. Like my second year or third year, we already started having surgery classes. So my mornings would be, in surgery.
Right.
And then afternoons would be in class. So it was, you kinda had to like change gears a bit.
Yeah.
But I'd say we all studied. I think my batchmates and we all studied right after class till about 2 a.m. in the morning, maybe, depending on, whether you're a night person or a morning person. But
Yeah.
I definitely lacked a lot of sleep. And the worst week I remember was only sleeping like maybe 3 to 4 hours a night because of like consistent exams.
Hmm.
Gosh, I'd have to say vet school was one of the hardest things I ever had to do.
Yeah, I know. I could vouch for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something. Law school and vet school. That's no joke, guys. I would say it's no joke, and it really ticks me off when I find out that there are people who like it's about the support for me at least. Like if you can't make it, like Alexa, you can't make it to hanging out and stuff. I'm not gonna force you because I know that that is no joke. That is a serious thing. Priorities, right? And the same thing with MM. If you want to hang out and you can't make it, I'm not going to blame you. You have to be supporting your friends. And I'm telling people this, find friends like that. People who support. Guys, if you saw MM, by the way, she's doing her typical surfer. So just a side segue.
Sorry, it's really loud.
I know. This is the segue before I get. So if you're in MM's house, so she stays in a cul-de-sac. If you know what a cul-de-sac is, it's an area like a circular area in her village, and that's where all the other houses are. In that cul-de-sac, you're only gonna hear one girl shouting, "Surfer!" That's her dog, by the way. That's the name of her dog, Surfer. Surfer! And I'm telling you, I feel like her voice, you won't only hear it in that cul-de-sac. You hear it by the park or something, and it's surrounded by Koreans in that cul-de-sac. I always tell her, "Wow, I'm sure all the Koreans are like, wow, it's that noisy girl. She's shouting again." And it's funny, but yeah, sorry, I just wanted to share. That is the typical day in MM's household. But yeah, getting to my point, support. Get friends who support you because if you are going to use the excuse, I'm going to tell you now, if you're going to use the excuse, wow, what kind of friend are you? And stuff like that, to guilt trip, use this word guilt trip, these people studying a profession or something, I could throw that back at you.
I think related to that, like, I think Alexa would agree. Alexa and I talked about this a lot. VetMed, law school, it kind of felt like putting the rest of your life on pause a little bit. Because, you had to sacrifice so much. I missed seeing my family, my friends.
Yeah.
And it was just, and it's so important to get support. You're right. Like, without Alexa, who understood what it was like, I don't think, it would have just been so hard.
Saranghe, babe. Saranghe. Good job.
I can say the same thing for you, also. It's hard when it's hard to sustain 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
of studying and staying committed to it when you feel alone, right?
It's true.
So I think it was very important. I think it got us closer.
Yeah, definitely. We studied together, even if, we were studying different things.
You know what? Okay, guys. These girls. Okay, I'm gonna mute you for a bit. All right, she's muted. Like I can only hear Surfer. So hold on. I'm gonna unmute you. Now, can you see her, guys? She's shouting now. She's shouting, Surf! Surf! Oh my gosh, that is typical. It's so funny, but I love it. Okay, that's what makes the household funny and happy, right? That's why dogs are awesome. Anyways, these two girls, they study together. I am telling you. Okay, I
We
do
really
this.
did, though.
Wait, let me finish. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Wait, finish. Let me finish. They study together. So Alexa and MM, I'm there. I'm like hanging out with them while they're studying. And dude, all I can hear is like chica. Both of them are talking the whole time. They're not studying. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, it makes me think, like, how did they graduate? Kalinga. Like, wow. Not bad. Not bad. So, guys, if they can do it by socializing as well, you know that you can socialize as well when you're doing law school or vet school, right?
So, you know why? There's a difference between the types of studying. I always
Okay.
consider na when I meet up with MM in a weekend or something like that, it's studying, pero relaxed studying. Not
Relax
parang
studying.
cramming studying mode na you have to finish like 10 cases in an hour type of
Yeah.
studying.
Okay.
But it's me being loose with how much I need to finish within that day. Because I also know that I have to catch up with my best friend who I haven't seen.
That's true.
There you go. So, that's
Yeah,
it.
a week or two.
Good job.
Yeah.
So it's also the mindset you put in na when you're around people, well, at least for me, I study talaga alone most of the time. That's why when people see me and I don't really say hi to them, they know, oh, she's serious now. But if I'm open and like, hey, come sit next to me, or hey, you're here, come and let's talk. That's like
Oh, yeah.
relaxed studying na yan. I don't know, if you do the
No.
same.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same. And I did most of my intense studying with my vet friends. Like, my fondest memories were like of them sleeping over here in my house, and we'd study together till like 4 a.m., sleep for 2 hours, and then on the way to school, we'd be reviewing each other in the car,
Hey, but you know what? It's good that people hear you guys say it because they now know it's not just like study all the way. You can also, hey, study and have fun, study and socialize. It is the choice you make. Like what Alexa was saying, right? It's your mindset, or what M is saying as well, right? The group of friends you're hanging out with, right? And I like that. Right? Good job, guys. I have a lot of respect for the both of you because the hardship of doing that school, and these are two big schools in the Philippines as well. It's not easy. No, and you guys did it. Congratulations. You guys are done with it. You could say that I didn't only graduate grade school, high school, college. Yeah, post grad. What's up?
You're next, Ron, you're next.
Yeah, I am next. Who would have thought? But yes, I am next. But mine's not a profession like you guys. I mean, I'm not sorry, not like a professional. You get what I'm saying, right?
Like an exam at the end.
Yes, I don't have that, and it's good. It's good to know that you guys persevered and tried all those things, and you could really see how you guys grew up. You were already pretty mature for your age, but like you can see like how it changed. I heard it with Alexa's part, right? When she doesn't really like studying, but she's all extracurricular, but she knew what she wanted, and that is a big mature jump. Like, I'm gonna do it because that's where I want to go. And then she was doing all this mood card, and she was really in it. Same with MM. I know MM when she was in undergrad, she wasn't really like a dean's lister. She was enjoying it, and I will get to that, guys. But she was enjoying it and stuff like that.
Been a
But,
DL girl. She
but
just chose not to be.
yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna tell you guys now. In vet school, she didn't take a single final exam except for one, for a stupid reason. For a stupid reason. But every exam, dude,
I'm just gonna go hide now.
aced. God, oh my gosh, I am so proud of that, by the way, and I'm sure Alexa is too. Wow. I mean, if you like what you love, I feel like what you love doesn't make sense.
If you like
If you do what you love, if you study what you love, you know, takes you places. Good job. I guess my last question for both of you guys is, what would you? This is the typical question. So one by one, I guess we'll start with Alexa first. What would you recommend? Well, I mean, like your advice to people who are gonna take a post grad. So like people like me, I'm taking my post grad right now. What is your advice for that?
I would say before you commit to something very long term and that requires a lot of effort and pain and sacrifice, just know that before you dive into something, you just have to make sure that you're in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So as has brought up before, and as the people in our law school have said from the very first day, is you always have to hold on to why you're there. Hold on to your why, and don't you look back actually multiple times within the years that you're there and say, wait, is this really for me? Because that's happened to me a lot of times. I'm not an A student. I've failed some subjects when I was in law school, and it really brought things to perspective. It was a humbling experience. I didn't think that I had it in me actually to finish 4 years and to pass the bar.
Okay.
But what kept me going was the whole reason why I entered the school in the first place or entered the profession in the first place. And I always look back and thought, if my dad could do it while he paid his way through law school, he was working in the morning and studying law at night. Parang I had no reason not to be as committed as he was
Right.
with the decision he made. And so I kept on, I guess, just holding on to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think got me through 4 to 5 years, because there's still that bar that we just finished in November. So I would always think of it that way. Na make sure you're in it for for you have your reasons. One, be it anything you want. If it's something that you want to angat in society, or it's the dream that you've always had, or you're the hope of your family. Like there's so many different reasons for people joining or entering law school. Hold on to that and make sure that's the best thing that could keep you there. I mean, it's something that will allow you to stay for 4 years. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And keep on going back to that every time you think about have these questions in your head.
Yeah.
So
Like
commit.
the why.
Yeah, commit to your why, and that's it.
Yep.
All right. That
Yes.
is a really good one. Wow. How inspirational. That's really good. That was a really good one. Top that, Your turn.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking of the same thing. So that's my number
Yeah,
one.
because we're best friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
know-
number one's really that. I just want to reinforce on what Alexa said and say, if your why is big enough, it will get you through the hardest days. And there will be hard days,
Right.
But if your why is strong and you really know it, because there will be days when you question yourself. You wake up in the morning, you're so tired, and you're like, oh my God, why am I still doing this?
Yeah.
There will be days like that, right, Lex? And you start to think like, yeah, and you start to think like, is this worth it? But then, you end up going back to that big why, and
Right.
you just kind of push through.
Yeah.
And second would be to trust your own unique journey. So, we are we all have different journeys, different timelines. And I suggest never, ever, ever compare your timeline with anybody else's. Personally, I delayed 1 year in vet school. I didn't take the usual 4 years that, other people took. And that was my own choice. And I'm grateful for that choice because, there were a lot of fruits that came out of that. And number three, this is something I wish I knew, actually. I wish I, knew to just enjoy the journey, enjoy school. Because when I was in school, I was always just rushing to graduate, finish, and, be a vet.
Mhm.
I thought that the journey started there. But recently I've met vet students online, actually on Instagram, and I've spoken with them. And, they're students who are making the most out of their student life.
Mhm.
And it's just so inspiring to see. So I wouldn't say I have regrets, but if I had something I wish I knew, that would be it.
That is amazing. I just want to say to the two of you, I'm very proud, and you guys are pushing me to finish my schooling here. I mean, I'll finish it, but I'm really proud of you guys. I've seen how hard you guys work. I mean, seen you guys in the coffee shops while I'm there playing with my Nintendo Switch, watching you guys. You wouldn't notice, but sometimes I do this. I would check.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
No, it's because MM looks at me sometimes.
Ay, naku.
But yeah, so I would check, and I'm proud of you guys. Good job. And I mean, right now, right now, where are you working, Alexa? You're working right now, right?
Yeah, I started working in a small, it's a boutique firm here in Makati,
Okay, cool.
at the village.
Okay.
It's in Fed. So I was working before I passed the bar. Because, I mean, before you know whether you passed the bar or not. So you call it like under bar. So you kind of work for you can work for a firm.
For a firm.
And then
Okay.
after you pass, well, you keep your job.
Oh, that's
Essentially.
cool.
So
That's a good
I've
one.
been working in ILC Law, which is Ingles Laurel Calderon
Mm-hmm.
law firm here in Salcedo Village, and I super love it because um, very interesting
Right.
fields of law that we're practicing now. We have sports law, we have corporate law,
Right.
business, foreign investments.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say mga unlikely ones that I didn't think I'd be practicing is tax,
Mm-hmm.
because tax was a subject in law school that I didn't find relatable,
Okay.
to be honest. But yun, I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm so lucky that I found them before COVID hit.
Okay,
And
that's good.
yeah, in
Yeah.
the context of COVID now, I'm just really lucky that they're allowing me to have this kind of work from home and sometimes going to the office from time to time kind of arrangement.
That's good.
I'm
That's
learning
good.
so much. So
That's good.
yeah.
Great. And for you, M, I understand you have your own Instagram account. Whoa. Yeah. So you want to talk about it?
Just check it out.
Yeah. So what's the name? What's the name?
Okay, so I recently changed my name to The Uplifting Vet. It's something that just hit me recently, actually. So I was doing this sort of goal setting session slash, focusing on your core values as a person. And I realized that, going beyond, you can say, I want to be a vet, I want to be a lawyer. But
Yeah.
if you go beyond that, you can ask yourself, like, what kind of vet do you want to be? What kind of doctor do you want to be? What kind of lawyer do you want to be? And, the moment you have your core values down, I think, you'll be able to find a path for yourself or a purpose.
That's great. Wow. Look at these grown-ups I'm with.
Follow
Wow.
Uplifting Vet on Instagram.
Yeah, she didn't say that, but pretty much follow her on Instagram, the Uplifting Vet.
Mhm.
Wow. Good job, guys. And I just want to say, like, in in college, they were a bit more, they were enjoying life, going there, doing this, going to parties and stuff like that. It's a different life, but they decided to prioritize as they went on. And it's really, really something that I admire, you know? So good job, guys. Well done.
Adulting. That's
Yeah.
what we call it.
What is it?
Adulting.
Adulting. Yes, adulting at its finest. But yeah, but yun, that's how it is. But yeah, thanks for your insight. Like, I just wanted to pick your brains and find out what you thought about it, and hopefully help people who wanted to pursue those kind of professions. You guys, they're gonna go back to school, and they're gonna have that thought of, why am I in school? Like what you're saying, why am I there? I can work already. But they have to think about the why.
Yes,
Why are you
trust
there?
the unique journey.
Yes. Diba? Love and light.
Annoying.
All right. Anyways. Okay, great. So that's good. Thank you so much. And I guess I just wanted to end things with a short game. Okay, if you guys don't know, these two girls are really good friends from Bacolod. They came from the same high school. And I wanted to know, they say they know each other a lot. And I don't want to know. I want to know. So we're going to do this game. It's called Who is Most Likely? All right. And I'm going to ask a question. And you're just going to race. Do you have your Alexa and MM cards? Where is it?
I have.
Show it. All right. Show it. There you go. You're just going to race one card. So, for example, who is most likely to, let's say, jump around? And then you're just going to put a card up.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be fun. Because I'm also curious.
It's a test of our friendship.
That too. There might be fight. There might be a fight here, guys. So just stay tuned. We might be a fight.
We might fight you.
All right, here we go. Are we ready? Here we go. The first question: who is most likely to marry a celebrity? Go.
No. Ton, aren't you a celebrity?
Wow, I am not a celebrity, but I am touched. Thank you. So I'm the one.
Seriously.
So Alexa, wow, you guys are just being nice to each other. So
Grabe, you binawi mo yung answer mo.
yeah. So
Anton's a celebrity, man.
no, but MM said Alexa.
Are we supposed to explain our answers? No.
Sure, why not? I want to know.
Okay, my explanation is,
Wow.
I think kasi the reason why MM's gonna marry a celebrity, you as the YouTuber, is because si MM naman will be a celebrity herself.
What?
So that's essentially what's gonna happen there.
Funny.
In our couple.
Okay, interesting choice. All right, next question. Who is most likely?
Wait, can I explain mine really quickly?
Okay, go.
That's good. Because I know Alexa's type. I've seen Alexa's type. Like, she sends me pictures of her type, and they all look like celebrities, man.
Okay, so the bar is high for guys who are trying to court Alexa. You need to look like a celebrity, or just have that
Why do you
status.
say that on camera?
That is not my fault, by the way. That is her fault. Okay, question number 2. Who is most likely to be a drama queen? Oh, shucks.
Alexa, ha?
Okay.
So, Alexa. Okay, next question. I just wanted to see if you don't need to explain.
Wow. Okay.
You don't need to explain. You could just keep going. Who is most likely to be a good dancer?
Dude, I can't choose.
I
We
would
both dance together, man.
Okay. Next. Who is most likely to live in a big city? So city life.
Hmm.
Oh, hold on. It's hard.
Wait lang. I'm trying to think. What kind of big city?
So like New York, Makati, I don't know, like you're not in the province. You live in the city.
Probably, I don't know. Me?
Yeah, probably Alexa.
Okay, Alexa. Okay, next. Who is most likely to die of something stupid that he did?
Hmm. I think I know. That's me.
You? Okay, interesting. I was thinking like because MM gets into accidents from time to time, like with
Really?
the
I may
with,
be clumsy, but Alexa gets into like really weird stuff.
Okay.
I always have this weird thing. These things happen to me. I don't know.
Interesting. Next, this one's gonna be a really good one because both of you probably did it already. Who is most likely to fall asleep in class? Okay, MM. Interesting. Okay, cool. This is my favorite, by the way.
You know what? This is the thing
Oh,
with
oh, what the
she can
thing?
fall asleep in class, but still ace the test, or
That is
still,
true.
I
or
studied.
never gets the professor pissed. So this girl talaga, I mean,
No, that's true. She's the type that she doesn't need to go to class. She'll just study on her own. That's MM, yeah.
Not all the time.
Well, yeah. So everyone's like, we are setting the bar for MM, by the way, Alexa.
I
And
know.
people are like, wow, ang talino pala ni MM. Anyways, next.
I'm not ashamed of that because
I am not ashamed of it either.
Thanks
Here's
for the
the-
pressure, guys. I appreciate it.
But here's the next question. This is my favorite one. Who is most likely to eat with their mouth open? Okay, guys. If you guys don't
On
know,
purpose, Anton.
if you guys don't know, one of my biggest pet peeves are people eating with their mouth open. I'm like, shut your mouth. Keep that closed. I hate it when I hear. I'm like, what? What are you? What? I hate that. It's a thing for me. Like, wow, please shut it. And that's the thing. So yes, MM does that to annoy me.
now at least I know how to annoy Anton.
Yes, Alexa knows it. You know what else can annoy me? If you eat holding your spoon like this. I'm so used to eating it like this, but I see people eat it like this, and I'm like,
Who made
oh.
these rules? Who made these rules? Who made it right?
No,
Who made
but
this one right?
no, but that is a really good question. And if anyone can answer it, like who?
Like seriously.
Comment below. Who made it?
Ton.
Yeah.
So MM on your first date was eating like that. Wala
No
na
way.
talaga.
I was so refined on our first date.
Yeah. Now it's like, what is happening here? But it's okay. All right. Here's the next one. Who is most likely to have two boyfriends at one time?
Oh, Alexa, man.
Oh, come on. You're in denial.
Me?
Okay, because that's a really good question. I mean, if you both were single, I feel like, okay, who is more of the, I'm going to be serious with this one person, or the other person's, who is more, I'm going to have fun and just date around?
It depends. I think Alexa is really like it's the type to have a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
If we were single, obviously I'm not. But like,
yeah, but like, if you're single,
honestly, like I think I'd be the type to be more open.
There you go, to
just
date around.
dating, and not necessarily committing.
Yeah, that's good. And Alexa would be the one with committing, right?
Yeah.
I would say yeah. I just more careful about who I commit to.
Oh shucks, I love it.
I
No,
just
she's smiling, the guys. She's smiling.
So many guys like Alexa, dude.
Oh my God, damn.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah. Again, my last question for this game is: who is most likely to be the first one to die in a zombie apocalypse?
Why do you want us to die? What's with all these dirty questions?
Because, by the way, I just Googled this. And these are the words that came out. So let me know. So who would survive and who would die in a zombie apocalypse?
I will say first one to die.
Yeah, first one to die.
I would say, pero we have to explain, of course.
Okay, explain.
Ako kasi most likely I'll be in a city, right?
Right.
Where all the zombies usually come out of. So I will be the first one probably usually if it's like COVID, for example, I'll be the first one to catch it compared to Em because she's all the way in Santa Rosa.
Okay, very logical.
She's
What a
kind of
logical.
protected enough people
Okay,
to not get affected by things. So I think if ever a zombie apocalypse happen, I'll be the first one to get eaten.
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Why did you say Alexa?
No, I said me.
Oh, why did you say yourself? Sorry.
I'd probably die of fear before anything. I'm such a scaredy cat. Like I can't even watch horror movies.
That's true, guys. Just to let you know, I have to watch horror movies on my own, but
I
that's just the
really
way it
can't.
is.
I'd probably die of fear before anything else.
All
Or
right.
maybe, Ton, you can watch it without sound effects. I think that's what makes it scary sometimes. It's the sound.
But that's what makes it fun. Also, so it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, I mean, thanks, guys. I think that's just really what I wanted to do. I wanted to figure out what you guys thought about things, and I wanted to play around with the game.
Thanks for having us. This is
Fun,
actually really
yeah.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's my pleasure. It's for the TonCast, and
Congrats on
oh,
this.
thank you. It's just it's very casual. I'm not making it a big thing, but I love it. So I guess to end this call, I want you guys to do this and say, by the way, MM doesn't do this properly.
How do you do that properly?
No, but you're doing it properly. She does it like this for some reason. Like it's,
Wait.
there, right? Parang weird di kay MM eh. Look at Alexa's. Look at mine.
Huh?
There you go. Now it's good. All right.
Cool.
Cool. All right. So this is TonCast episode 4. Thanks for tuning in and see you later. Bye-bye.
Yay, bye guys.